certified champion, Paul Anthony of the legendary Full Force. And I smell jams. Yeah, 953 jams. They keep the house party moving.
Woohoo! Hey babes, we are back again, and what I say, y'all are my favorites, but I know I'm y'all favorite too. Guess what? We have another party. And today we are vibing with I feel like everybody's in there. We have the creatives, the masterminds behind Bovtique Fashion Week. If you were not at last night's show, y'all should really be crying because they barely come to Houston, and that's really more of y'all fault than theirs. Okay, so let's start with you, Mr. Franck, the brains behind Bovtique Fashion Week, our founder.
Thank you for having us on. Appreciate y'all. And appreciate y'all pulling up last night. That was a tremendous experience, but it was good to see Houston come out and fellowship for real. So
Yeah, it was a full house. What about you? Who are you? What's going on here?
I'm Angelo Diaz with BVFW, and echoing everything Frank just said, man, it was really dope to come back to Houston. It's been some time, been far too long.
Okay, so tell us your involvement with Bovtique Fashion Week.
Co-founder, we're part of Pretty Fly Society. We kicked off Bovtique Fashion Week under the Pretty Fly Society umbrella. Frank created it in the name of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and everything we're doing now.
Nice. We have the DMV in the building. We have Mr. DC in the building. I'm gonna call him that for the rest of his life. I hope you're okay with that.
everyone's here.
Everybody.
We're only gonna shout out the DMV because it's tell us who you are, sir.
Well, I'm JR, the client specialist for BVFW Shop. Like I'll echo what they said. Yeah, appreciate everybody showing out. This is my first time. I'm the new guy now, but I'm not new to Frank and everybody else. But I just hopped on to help with the shop. So if you got a brand out there and you're trying to get off the ground, contact us. And I appreciate everything.
Wow. Okay, now who's this we have in the corner? He's hiding back here with the camera.
Smack.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Charleston, South Carolina. Happy to be in the building. H-Town, love it here, man.
Good show. What y'all don't know is Dash does a whole lot of this in Charleston, South Carolina, with Do Work Media, Digital Dash Productions, House Podcasts, and do a lot of digital media and streaming and stuff like that. So really dope to have him on board.
I'm really sad that he doesn't live here. Just kind of being a witness to his work and his work ethic last night, I was like, hey, where are you going? Not back to South Carolina. Okay, Frank, before we get into Bovtique Fashion Week,
Let's do it.
why are you calling yourself the Millennials Godfather?
Really? That's a good question. Wow.
I was just really curious, like, what in the
That's
world?
a good question. Oh wow, that's a really good question. I'll answer too. I think I got a base set of morals that I stand by that you can't be like shaken. I think I'm willing to go to a certain place because I know that scenarios determine what you'll do in life, and I feel like I'm the type of person that'll do what I have to, regardless of this scenario, and then I'll try to be as upfront as Godfather-esque about what's going to take place. So, yeah, I feel like the millennials I feel like we're some of the greatest minds. I feel like our people are the next great leaders. The millennials are, because we know what it's like before the internet, and we know what it's like after the internet, and we're pretty talented at using the internet. So, a lot of thought actually went into that, but I was like, if this thing ever blow up and I accomplish some of the things I'm looking to accomplish, it would really feel Godfather-esque, the feeling, the vibe that I give you as it pertains to what we can accomplish, who we know, how we want to work together. Real militant, real, I don't want to use the terminology, but real militant, real Black Panther-esque. Just use those terminologies. Mixed with a little Black Wall Street, mixed with a little, mob. You know what I mean?
It's giving Taurus. It's giving a whole lot of Peter. It's giving. Are you a Taurus? Aren't you a Taurus? That should tell y'all a lot. I'm not gonna say they're on the cocky side, but I'm just saying that's very Taurus-like to call themselves the Godfather. So shout out to you for.
Good question.
So you said something in one of your previous interviews. You said something like, it doesn't matter how many people come. It matters how many people you can impact. So tell me a little bit about that. It's been quite some time since you've done that interview. Like, and I think it was between 22 and 24 that I saw that. So like, tell me what you mean by that. Like you don't care how many people show up. Was there ever a show you had that was like nobody came
For
for
sure. I mean, my first show ever, bro. I always tell the story when we were doing activation when we used to. My first show had like 5 people at it or something like that. So yeah, I've had people not pull up, but the reason why I say impact matters is because you don't really know who you're dealing with or talking to. Like partnerships, and like that's how you move forward. You collaborate with people, and then you go through the ups and downs of who knows what they're doing. And you know, ultimately, through time, you get good partnerships with the people around, and you start to hit a stride if everyone's paying attention and being aware of what's going on. So that's key. You know what I mean? It's imperative that you partner and look across, network across, be very aware. You know what I mean? And research the people. Sort of like what you did. I think we waste a lot of time, mainly because guests are like, oh, I'm gonna wait to check it out and see how it is.
Yeah.
Versus, oh, I'm gonna go all in because I did research on these people. And I was able to find this because I go to the free show down the street. I give it way more effort, and I don't get anything out of it. But these guys, I'm able to find these guys. Period. The fact that you're able to do that, you know what I mean? And we're in your city with a full house, and we've been here before. You know what I mean? And people really dig. This ain't new. You know what I mean? We've been here since 2015, impacting the creative community, the art community through a platform we had called Creative Campus. And then, you know, translating that into BVFW now, it's present day. But we had a run before that. We did a swim out here. That didn't have the impact we wanted it to have. But there's also the other factors that save for later.
Okay, did I miss the swim show? So
Yeah.
outside
I know why. We talked about it yesterday.
Oh my God, yeah, I'm not gonna bring it up no more, but just know I was really in my feelings about that. So outside of like impact, like how do you define, like how do you go home and say, you know what, I had a successful show?
All right, Pat. I want to go back real quick. So real quick, and then I'm sorry, but the impact people, like this is a scenario of it. You know what I mean? My man been doing this thing forever. He's a businessman. If he's a good one, because I am. If anybody in my space, I'm sort of seeing what's up with him. Like this is a good chance to see what's up with you. Period. Like where you at mentally, what's going on. Because everybody knows somebody. Like we know people. We not just up here in Houston because we're trying to be cool with y'all. You know what I mean? Like this is somebody getting things accomplished. So I think it doesn't matter how many people come. It's who comes. And then when they are there, how many people you talk to and let know that you're serious about what you're doing and leave that impact on them. Because one's going to turn to 3 and 3's going to turn. It's just a natural count. That's just how things naturally go. That's the work. I give you something. I front you something. You sell it. It works. You're supposed to keep some and then reinvest. So that's not the natural game. So I don't mind that. I'm sorry that I have to go back, but I did want to make sure I get that off. If you could ask your current question, you know.
So I was saying outside of impact, like when you go home after the show, like how do you know you had a good one? Like
most of the time I go back, I'm with the pros. So like we sort of just keep it 1,000.
Are these the bros here?
Absolutely, yeah. And the interesting part, everybody here, like all the guys, they all do stuff for the platform, and we also happen to be friends, you know. So it's not like a hang on honor situation. These dudes are all contributors, and it's actually Black Wall Street right in your face. Like, all these dudes own their own businesses, and then we still mob together and do this way. So people just got us messed up because they think it's a fashion show. It's cool, but it's much deeper than that. You know how much business?
Yeah, and then you know when I saw something, did I do like an indie fest? Was that
Yeah, for
wrong?
sure. Fresh is, you're not here, but I wish you could
I will
be able
say
to
that.
speak on it, but Fresh definitely.
Okay, I'll save that, because I was looking and I was like, well, wait a minute, I didn't know that, you produce more, so is the fashion show just what you do really well? I've always liked a boutique fashion week production, it's always a 12 out of 12 in my book.
Fashion Week came from, my man is an actor, he was in a TV show, a very good TV show for a while. That gave us an opportunity to go to Sundance Film Festival. BVFW was crafted off of Sundance Film Festival. It's an unstoppable machine that we built. It doesn't matter who believes in it, it's not built for us to get popularity. It's a Nike check that what BVFW was. So if we can take it and put it in Houston, we can take it and put it in Las Vegas, we can put it anywhere in the world, because we selling clothes, we're doing fashion shows with quality brands. Yeah, there's a press element to it, but you know, we're a fashion week, and now we're international fashion.
That's really, I
You know
like
what I mean?
that.
I'm not. It's a team effort, but it's very strategic. You know what I mean? So that Indie Fest question, there's a retail space. You watch this. We were a local fashion show. That's the truth. We started as a local fashion show, and but the whole time there was a plan. We seen Lyft, we seen Uber, we seen Canon, all because dog was on a movie, and it was dope enough to bring me, and I was still able to go. But I'm just paying attention, doing work. You know what I mean? And we seen like, oh, this is how they get this done. They partner. Oh, who has to pay what? Oh, okay, this is why they pay. Okay, cool. When we talk to your brand, this is why you got to pay. Oh, you don't get that? Oh, because I'm in Houston or I'm in whatever market. It's like, respectfully, so what? This is how this goes. And you know, you probably will scale quicker than us locally, but you will not scale quicker than us globally. And it's been proven that we've done it. So it's not something I'm gonna harp on. It's already happened. So it's real game I'm giving. I'm not giving game that I hope happened because somebody did. So it's always been easy to play. That's why my man from Miami, DC, like you notice, it's right in front of you. None of the people, they're not all from the same place.
Yeah.
Because we can all impact different markets like in a very impactful way. Because everybody that's looking at you on social media, they're watching what you're doing. Like, oh, where you at? Oh, okay. They follow, they see. You know what I mean? They see. They act like they don't see. I try to be upfront when I meet people, or if I follow you on social media and I see, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing on Instagram. I don't try to front like I don't see you on Instagram. Because all y'all swiping.
Are you lying?
No, I swear to God. I do. I swear. I swear. I mean, oh, I know. I see what you're doing on Instagram. I think it's funny when people front like they can't see. Nigga, you on your phone. Stop playing. You on your phone. I don't go off on a tangent, but you on your phone. And BVFW is a very purpose-driven platform, and it was created off of another concept that was already masterful, but it's in the film. But we looked at fashion as the window that connects everything.
Okay, I like that. Angela, let me tag you in for a second. When you heard the idea, just the idea of Bovtique Fashion Week, like, did you imagine it going global? Like, did you think you was gonna be a global brand?
Yeah, absolutely. Once the concept was first spelled out to me, because when we first spoke about it about it in the context of what we were already doing, which was the creative canvas art tour, like Bro mentioned. So it was already impactful. Yeah. Shout out to Tommy Guns out of DC, but you know, yeah, exactly. But international now. So he was one of our partners in Creative Canvas Art Tour, and it was impactful. I mean, we just came off of a huge year where we did Charlotte for All-Star Weekend and had all kind of people come out and media coverage, and the mayor's office came out and showed love. And several NBA, superstars came out and showed love, reality stars, all of that. And that really took us over the top, and we just took the momentum and kept flipping it. So at the end of 2019 with Bro was like, hey, we need something bigger than this. We need something that's like even more impactful. In my mind, I was like, what are you even talking about? Like what? Like how can we build our creative canvas in ways that's like improves that? Would it be like, let's be done with creative canvas and move on to something bigger? But once he spelled the notion out to me, I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
That is what, so anybody can answer this one. When it comes to creativity, do y'all have any creative conflicts? Like, it's a lot of visions, brains. I mean, y'all seem like y'all all have different backgrounds, but huge, like, I hate to say imaginations because right now it's real life. Y'all are putting it out, whatever you're manifesting, we're seeing it. So do y'all have any conflict when it comes to ideas, vision? Like, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Everybody probably should get this.
Yeah, everybody can
For me, the vantage point that I stand in, I look at things like this. If you are a person in any scenario that you work on something all the time, and you're doing that all the time, if while you're doing it, you should be thinking about how your teammates are inserted into that, if you're really a team player. So it really shouldn't be conflict, because I'm really just doing my part of what this is. You know what I mean? I think the conflict comes in when niggas trying to do somebody else's job. You know what I mean? Like this ain't. It's not that you're incapable of doing it. It's just that it's unnecessary. You know what I mean? It's humorous, but it has to be said because I'm someone that said it to Bro when he was acting, like not when he was acting, but as he's acting. Like, hey, bro, no, I understand the role of the manager. It's not my my job to be dancing all in the videos. You're supposed to be Rich Paul with it. Like that's how he became the billionaire, millionaire that he is. He's just doing his job and he out the way. It looked like it's a cool job, but your actual job is to make sure that this person that you represent is able to get to where they're supposed to be, have real question conversations with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, from my perspective, it's not really a clash. I've been in this shit for the longest. You know what I mean? I've worked in the actual industry for real. I worked for GQ. I worked for Digital and Nasty Simon Moss tour. I did all of it. And I came back and brought it to the home. And I think the other niggas use it like Captain Planet as an analogy. Everybody else uses their superpower. And then Bro Crack, if he did a movie, Drew will still be shooting, but we would just be shooting for something different. Hey, bro, we shooting BTS for this, the tape right here. The shot going crazy, Drew shooting for the shot. So I just think it's no need for a conflict. It's like shit, you set the play, this the play, cool, this our opinion on the play. I'm always open-minded to their opinions on the plays. Why would I not be? Why are you around me if I can't trust what you're talking about? You know what I mean? So I think that a lot of people screw that up from the jump. Like they talking to the wrong people around them in the first place. And that's why it's like, oh yeah, there's conflict because this person telling you they want to be something, but in reality they want to be you. That's fucked up. You can't really get off. So this is a perfect example. I don't mind. I don't think that is, man, y'all need to get these microphones. They're gonna find out who we are once we start talking. Like look a particular way. This is serious stuff. So that's my response.
I'm like, anybody else want to go after him or like?
I would say the only way I can add to that is by saying, Frank and I both understand, everybody we work with, we understand that, and we were raised to understand that there's an idea department, which is great, necessary, and there's an execution department, right? So ideas, I hate to say it, but they come a dime a dozen. And I don't want to show any lack of respect for ideas and the process of that, because to me it's a spiritual situation. Like, they don't belong to anyone. You ever notice you may have an idea and someone clear on the other side of town has the same idea? Oh, what up, Fresh? Fresh just came in.
Fresh,
You know, to get this
Fresh,
perspective on this
man.
as well. Shout out to DJ Fresh. Yeah, man, if you want to grab some headphones, if you want to go something, we got these.
She'll ask you about that Indie Fest class.
Why are you telling him what I'm
I didn't know you was gonna do your
He cheating.
research like that. This is nice. Somebody do like this is dope.
What is an interviewer without research?
It wouldn't be BVFW if we had some shit like this happen. What's up, Fred?
Frank, I was supposed to tell you this before we go on air, but you gotta watch it on. Close y'all ears, listeners. Like, we don't normally get down like that, but no, I should have told y'all before we started.
My apologies to the listeners. This is how I speak, but if I was aware, I would not.
I'm
have
so sorry. You can blame it on me.
To the Bible Church area, my apologies. Sorry. My mama raised me right. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we have DJ Fresh that just walked in the building. Please introduce yourself.
What's going on, everybody? I'm DJ Fresh. I'm heading out of Houston, Texas myself. I've been DJing for over 10 years. Ran into these guys about right around COVID. And we got things popping off. Been DJing around clubs, do universities. I was just DJing at University of Houston this morning.
Oh, wow.
Admissions department. So it's about 2,000 students and parents there. So that was great right after the victory last night. So yeah, man, I'm here. What we got going on? What I missed?
Everything, Frank Curson on the mic. I actually did ask him about the Indie Fest that you have going on, because I was curious, you know, of course, as a radio station, and as this radio station, we support a lot of independent artists and local artists to Houston and Texas. So, tell me a little bit about your Indie Fest.
So Indie Fest is kind of like my little brainchild that I came into the fold with. I knew my guys were the GOATs at the fashion thing, so I was like, hey, let me explore my roots. So we're all about inclusivity, and I wanted to basically incorporate that into what I was bringing to the table. Just like you all support a lot of independent artists, I run into that a lot, and I wanted to always be a conduit for people to get to the next level in a creative way. So that's basically what Indie Fest is. We already toured the country and now the world, So I wanted to basically build a platform and give independent artists an opportunity to get to that without having to jump through the hoops that may scar a lot of artists and leave them basically wanting to quit and go another route.
Look, maybe I need to become a rapper. Like, I understand. It seems like they going global and stuff. I'm like, fashion is cool, but like, maybe I need to hop into music and be an indie artist too. Okay, so what about your involvement with the fashion aspect of Bovtique Fashion?
Well, I started out as the DJ, curating the vibes, live-wise, making sure everything flows smoothly, speaking directly with the designers, making sure their playlist was curated properly, and just making sure the the show flows. After a couple of shows, we started to explore some deeper roots of what I could bring to the table, and we landed on some nightlife experience that we wanted to add to the fold, and I became director of nightlife.
So you're responsible for taste?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
big
taste
part.
was a time.
Big part. We are a team. We talk every day, so I like to think that our ideas are collected. At this point, it's kind of like a big machine moving. But yeah, man, big part of that taste, and also moving into the role of director of operation.
Oh, big role.
Yeah, so as the company grows, man, just trying to take a bigger footprint in what's going on and making sure that things grows up.
Yeah, do you have any challenges with that? I mean, director of operations is worse than the founder.
I think the only challenging thing is just making sure you stay performing at that high level consistently.
Yeah.
It's easy to want to take days off sometimes when you've been working hard, but it's like, you know, I have to work. The benefits come when you consistently perform. So.
Yeah, and you kind of balance it well, because I'm like, okay, so he's DJing, and then I see you take a little food break in the back, then you was over here, and I was like, what's happening? Like, how do you do that? Like, do you get sleep? I had to answer last night if he sleeps, but did you sleep?
I like to prepare for these types of weeks, just because at this point we've been doing this for a while, so we know what comes with it. So the lack of sleep is just part of the deal. But we prepare for it. You know, we get sleep ahead of time. We make sure we hydrate. We make sure we eat. Like you saw me taking that food break. I don't play about it because I've been there and done that. You know, I was in New York going crazy, just enjoying the time, and it hit me.
And I'm like, time to press.
I almost didn't finish the fashion week. So, yeah, we live and we learn. So now, my dad was at the show, and he even explained, he was like, man, it seems like y'all have been working together for a while.
It really does. Y'all are really on one accord. It really gives team. It really does give team. And I really like that about Bovtique Fashion Week, because it seems like y'all grew up together. And that's just not
the way we did it. Yeah.
Well, I want to get to a little bit about the fashion aspect, because when it comes to selecting designers, did y'all kind of do something dope? My first time doing a designer inquiry was for my partner, because he's a designer, and I was like, why is he so high? But after going to the
Just
show,
went up too, FYI, just went up.
I'm just telling, like, we're gonna have to pray about this one, Bovtique Fashion Week. But honestly, in comparison to like anywhere else, it's kind of like affordable. And then I'm not a designer, so I'm like, oh no. But it really is affordable, and like I was kind of being like, you know, just trying to dip my nose in last night. Y'all help them sell their stuff too, so it's not just come dress models, and then you cast skilled models, not just
Person.
I'm not gonna throw shade, so skip that. Not just
No
regular
shade.
models.
No shade with us. Keep the shade off of us.
Yeah, no,
Please,
but
guys.
y'all cast professional models of all sizes too. And I think that's really dope. So how do you choose designers that you're like, you know what, yeah, we want them in our show, regardless if they pay the fee? I mean, money is fine, but like, have y'all turned designers away even if they were money ready?
So, yeah, for sure. I mean, we had a very large overhead, so I'll just say that. When you first build something like this, you deal with quote unquote imposter syndrome because you're like, I am asking y'all for a lot of money. But then you start to strike, like it starts to happen, and then you start to look around and find out like other platforms, what they're charging, what they're earning. It's like, damn, I'm not charging enough, right? But then it's like, well, what are they really giving these people? So this last 5 years was research, honestly, you know what I mean? It was this fee, then it would go down. That's also me growing as a man, which is another conversation, and understanding what I believe is valuable and not valuable, but whatever. But my point being, I took the price down. I'm like, they take the price down, they still won't pay. I take it up, they won't pay. You make it free, they gonna complain. So then you start to go through all these experiences, you start to attach to life. You're like, well, if that's the case, if y'all gonna get on my nerve anyway, then I'm just gonna set my price on my life. But then at the end of the day, because I really worked in the industry, I'm like, no, I know the value of the stuff that I'm actually giving you. And when we do these consultations, I'm learning what y'all don't know. So you ultimately, just because y'all feel like y'all pros, it don't make you a pro. Like, and that lie is just, I'm just sick of the lie. And I did it 5 years ago, and it got me, like, it got me here, and I appreciate it, and I was able to learn from it. But if I want it to make sense, I can't run with that mentality no more. Like, it's okay for me not to be somebody's taste. It's okay for me to not like, oh, I don't work for you like that. Like, cause where I'm going, I don't think it's gonna be everybody's taste. Everyone that has the same aspirations that I have. And that goes into the, like, I use that mentality when it goes into picking designers, is what I'm saying. So when I'm talking to a designer, if you're looking at the cost of something, that means you're not looking at the value of something. Which means you ain't gonna be in business long anyway, because everything costs. So anytime I gotta pay for something, I'm trying to see what do I get out of it and how can I use what I'm paying for to be a benefit to me. So I'll give everybody that listen to y'all and designers so that, I'm gonna do this one time, because what I learned is not a lot of y'all are creative. A lot of y'all say y'all creative, none of y'all are, a lot of y'all are. And
Oh, there's no shade in here.
No, well, it's not shade, it's like, this is a business in fact. Because if I say, hey, I want to partner with you and I'm doing an experience, you research me and you see, you can go on YouTube, click and see, this ain't the first time we put hundreds of people in the building. So if I partner with this venue and I can use my business and take advantage of their audience, if I went hard, what type of experience could I curate? And how could I profit off of it? I didn't have a venue fee, which is what be busting everybody head, oh, I gotta pay for the venue. Whenever we partner, you don't have a venue fee, but everybody's so caught up on, oh, I gotta get to the venue and see what it's like. Y'all ain't doing nothing for real. That's my whole thing. It's just, y'all ain't really doing nothing. So my process, that's a shout out to K Daniels, shout out to Lindy Land, shout out to Jarrell, shout out to Mo. Even if you don't have the bread, people know that I talk with you and work with you. I just know if you really if you're serious about something, you're gonna try to find a way to make it shake.
Yeah.
The same thing girls say to guys, oh, if you want time, you make time. The same thing y'all say in that scenario is the exact same go for your business. If you wanted it to shake, you figure out a way to make it shake. And that's the truth. So I look at designers' clothes. We obviously looking at like everyday wear. I'm looking at couture. People wonder if I know the industry or not. I'm looking at all those and I pick based on our audience. So our audience's average will be about 55,000, 60 a year, 65,000 a year. That's like our average audience, what they gonna earn. So because of that, we try to deal with a certain designer that can sell that product at the end of the event. So if you look around the room, some mature people in there who have money in their pockets. It's not their job to tell you they do, but they got money. And if we was able to transition smoother, they would have bought a lot more of that stuff off the runway because we sold something fresh off the runway.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's happening in real time, and that's why we added the shop. The shop, it was already there. I don't want to front like these ideas are new. It's just that we're hitting a success level we're actually doing. But the shop had something that we've been trying. Like, we need to do this. We need to add designers that also want to sell. So then that also helps me discern if I'm a picky. Do you have line sheets? Because designers think it's just them that look crazy. We the ones that got to go to Bloomingdale's. We the ones that go to Macy's. We the ones that go to Saks Fifth. We the ones pitching to the brand. Y'all think y'all not pitching to nobody. Like, y'all trying to pitch to people who come watch your show. The platforms are the ones that are in the doing the B2B. That are saying, hey, here's our campaign, introducing Lindy Land, introducing Lust, introducing K Daniels, and then they're saying yes or no, and then possibly giving us retail space. You know what I mean? And some of that stuff has to be paid for because they're selling you they foot traffic. So I just wish that more designers would just ask, like, even if they didn't know, hey, like, why is this fee so high? You know what I mean? Like, just tell me why it's high and what this actually contributes to and how I'm supposed to use it. I'd rather that question be asked versus, because next year, just for anybody that meets, you all are going to be in scenarios where you're asked to make a decision on the phone. I'm not like rushing to sales. Like, you know if you need this or not. I'm not trying to convince you to do this. If you don't know, it's cool. I need to hurry up and be told no so that we can get to the next person that's going to say yes. So how do we pick people? We base it on line sheets. We base it on, do you have a functional website? We base it on, do you have like your social media content? Does it match what's posted on your website? Does it match what you told us in the interview? And then last but not least, we base on your professional conduct on the phone. That's like the simple answer of it. But I'm trying to share the mentality behind the selection so that if anybody's listening wants to know like what's really happening at BVFW.
Yeah.
Like, we care about, are you serious about moving forward? If you're just looking for a fashion show, go find some. There's a tons of them. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's a gazillion.
Exactly.
Okay, so Mr. DC, can we tag you in for a second? Tell me a little bit about the shop, the Boutique Fashion Shop. I know we heard a little bit from Frank about Boutique Fashion Shop, but like, what is it? What can we get from it? Like, y'all just sell t-shirts with the brand name on it. Like, what's the Boutique Fashion Shop?
It's, the shop is, like you said, an extension to the fashion show. So what we wanted to do was, you know, give people the opportunity to shop what they see. So when we get to these fashion shows, what we need from the brands or the people the designers is to come with quality and understand that what we're trying to do and what we're trying to compete with, or who you're trying to compete with, are the Louis Vuittons, are the big brands. So you need to come with that because that's how we're going to present your product as a Louis Vuitton. Like you said, to go to Bloomingdale's, to go to Saks Fifth and everything. So the shop is just, you know, something to up your brand, to give you the quality that you want and the dreams that you're looking for. So if you're not trying to compete with those people, can I be harsh? Don't come over here. Don't come over here. Yeah, just keep it funky. Don't come over here. Because what we're looking for is to compete with those people and for BVFW to be, just like you said earlier, unite the Nike check in the fashion industry, right? So it's just noticeable when you see BVFW, you think of the young black men and the beautiful black women that's behind it. So, yeah, so that's what the shop is about. And to piggyback off of what you asked earlier, I was thinking, we wouldn't really have conflict because it's the intent behind what we're doing. You heard Frank said and Fresh said, we're just, I don't want to pat us on the back, but we're good people. Right? we have a pure heart and we actually want to help people. And so that's why I said, if you're not trying to help yourself, don't come over here. Because we're not going to put more effort in you than we're going to put in ourselves.
Right.
So just come prepared, come ready to work, come with the quality, and come, you know, just ready to do what you work on your dream. Because we just going to aid it. So yeah.
Okay. So I think that was actually a good question for me to ask because I was under the impression that it was just like branding for Boutique Fashion Week. I don't think I knew that it was actually an opportunity, more of an opportunity for the designers outside of just the runway to have people support their work.
See, when I told you earlier, and I'll let you go on, but when we see the models of fashion shows, and we created the V group, I mean, bro, we go through all these models and y'all give us your time, but we don't forget y'all, it's just, it's a part of a master plan, which the V group becomes the source for BVFW Shop. So when you just happen to be in Miami and you got a book and it may be a paid gig, it may be an extremely good brand collaboration that will be a benefit to you, like it's always worth your time. And now we got this ginormous 5-year Rolodex that we built of models, and we got models that gave us their leaves tickets, they got models that looked cool and kept it 1,000, and now they missed out on a set of people that had a plan the whole time. So that's just to kick back to the models for you and for others that's like, oh, we're coming up with a lot of more models know us. Like, yo, the V group was a part of that plan, but we can't, it's not our job to tell y'all what we're doing, like we planning and we're working.
So is the V group like an agency
No,
or?
there'll be some other agency.
Wow.
Yeah, so this whole time, just, we've been related. It's just, so I'm sorry. This, what we doing is so simple, it'll make the Godfather thing make more sense. Like, it's like a 20, 25-year game that we're playing. So you'll never notice, it's like not never aggressive towards the ladies. It's just nothing. We're just not doing any of that because that's not a part of what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just real, for lack of a better term, it's real play it as happening.
Yeah, so we talked about designers. What about your model selection? And then after this, I'm gonna get your beauty director to come tap in with us for a second. How do you select your models? Because I consider it to be very selective. It took me quite a few years to get selected myself, transparently.
For sure. I gotta see you. We gotta see you. You gotta ride with us too. Like a lot of models that walk for us, you see them again and again. Like we keep giving them looks because when they get with a designer, that designer turns them into possibly an international model. I just a lot of Houston models. I first started running got plugs with designers in Denver and things like that, where they went from modeling in Houston to modeling everywhere, Milan and whatnot. You know what I mean? So it's loyalty is a big part. It's important to us. I ain't gonna lie. It's very important that you come to our castings, that you like on Instagram. You gotta think we people, we humans. Our brand, we got feelings just like y'all do. We like likes, hearts. You know what I mean? We like stuff. We like it to be shared. And if that you do that, you help us. And what people really need to understand is by helping us, you help yourself. So yeah, our model process is just that. And then casting is huge. Like if we're doing a casting and you come to your city and you don't pull up in your own city, yeah, it's gonna be tough for you.
Yeah, because y'all don't just do this all the time. Not just here, but like even when I was in Atlanta, it wasn't like, okay, well, I'll just catch you next month. Like it really wasn't like
Yeah,
that. It was like if you missed it, like
You
missed it.
Exactly.
There are times where like somebody may miss the in-person casting in their city because they just were on the trip, or they were on a work trip, or they had something in a prior engagement. But we can always tell who's assertive or who's really excited to be a part of it and still gonna try to be a part of the process. Like, yo, we can just tell from the communication. You know what I mean? It's not all AI over here. You actually got humans interfacing with it. So we can tell when somebody's like proactive about, hey, I gotta miss this, or hey, here's my virtual walk, my runway walk. Following up, hey, you know, is there anything I can do? How can I help the brand, even if I'm not modeling, things of that nature? That shows us, okay, there's something that could be reliable, even though they couldn't make their in-person audition. But that's gonna be few and far in between. You know what I mean? So, and we used to try to hit cities 2 to 3 times going into a fashion week forecasting. But obviously as we expand and we take on more markets like Paris and LA and Vegas and Houston and traveling more, that became less sustainable, you know. But that really helped us build a base of people who knew us from having interacted with us. Because even if you come to one of our castings, you're gonna see, well, not BVFW, they got some secret sauce or something different that I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean the turnout from last night, as people who don't come here often, should have been like a dead giveaway to people, because it's people who throw fashion shows here all the time who don't have nobody that comes and don't have quality designers. But y'all had everything from quality designers, quality models, and you packed out the space
With people that normally wouldn't be around each other in a city that they live in together.
Yeah.
So anytime we can come to cities and do that, that's value. We're bringing value to the culture. We're helping drive the culture, and we do that in city after city. Thanks to people like y'all. You know.
To piggyback, the biggest thing honestly is the walk. I mean, when it comes down to it, it's the walk. Can you listen? Can you make your mark? You know, we had to reiterate so many times, there's a piece of paper, there's something on the floor, you know what I mean? Don't miss your mark. And people miss their mark because they're so caught up on being bigger than the program, and that's just not how you should be. I mean, your job is to display the designer's logo, and sometimes people get caught up doing twirls and all kinds of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And
I just learned that wasn't even high fashion for real. Like, well, not for everybody's show, but I remember I put my hand on my hips one time and they told me to get out. And I was like, well, wait, I thought this was, they were like, it's not about you. Like, my clothes, you cannot do that in what you're wearing, so you need to leave.
For sure, and I mean, when going international this year and seeing, you know, being in Paris Fashion Week and just seeing, you know, the French models, it's just way different. Their energy, their seriousness about, I mean, literally doing push-ups, like, like act like like they're like about to sing, they're doing mouth noises and stuff, you know, like just seeing the seriousness of how they're taking their job and wanting to grow and honestly be a model. I mean, I think some people get caught up in being the Instagram model versus a
Oh
model.
my gosh, please.
But there is a difference, and that's just my takeaway as head of production.
Yeah, and I hope y'all were listening to that because you said a lot of gems for models in there, and I've even had a model say like, I'm not posting any of my photo shoots on social media anymore. She was like, would I just take the photos for y'all? Like, and then when you're trying to get published, you cannot use those photos anyway. They don't want anything that has been used before when you're trying to go for actual magazines and stuff. Well, let me say larger ones. Larger magazines, you cannot submit photos that you've used before. That's on the internet already. So, he dropped a lot of gems for us. Cause like I said, that hinge thing, it hurt my heart, but it was like serious. Like it's really not about you as models. So we have the beauty director here in the building with us.
Rosalita.
Please introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Rosalita. I'm the owner of Rosalita's Hair Fashion. I've been in the industry for fashion a little over 10 years. I've been doing hair since I literally was 9 years old.
Wow.
My mom's in the industry as well. So, you know, I learned a lot from her. I used to work in her hair salon. You know, I used to just, even at a young age, I was traveling doing hair and makeup. I was always the last girl for all the school dances because I was doing everybody else. So, you know, doing a lot of that stuff. And my, as far as like license wise, I've been like over 20-something years.
Okay, so are you in charge of the maybe the hair or beauty school that you partner with for the fashion shows?
Yeah, so, you know, I reach out, I see whether they would like to do partnership and stuff like that, and then we work together with the students. And while I'm there too, because they're learning, I show them, you know, shortcuts, because when you're in school, you know, you learn from A to Z. When you're in fashion, you're gonna learn to cut corners. You can't be like if you're behind the chair. So that's something that they learn when we're back there, just it's like quick in a hurry, like, and I run a tight ship, but I also, I care for my girls or my guys that are back there. I make sure that they're hydrated. I make sure that we have like Zoom meetings so they know what they need to pack in a bag, whether it's like food, like, you know, 'cause sometimes shows you don't get the chance to eat. So like I
Yeah.
make sure I do all that stuff to make sure that they're good. And if they need a little slight little break, they get that. And then everybody else will just man up and just, you know, take up the slack.
Okay, that's a tough job. That's a tough job. So what is your selection process like when it comes to hiring the beauty partners or makeup artists, hairstylists? Because I've seen a lot on social media about it was like a funny post about the fashion show beauty team not being able to do black girl hair and makeup. I don't know if you saw that, but how do you select? Because it is frustrating with some of these shows when I know we understand that they're in school. However, we are going on the runway, and they can't do our hair or our makeup. Even if we have the wig on, or even with braids, like sometimes they can't style us with runway.
That's absolutely true. So for the most part, if we're not working with the schools, I actually have my own team.
Okay.
So sometimes they're able to come with me, and a lot of those girls that I have met was through other shows that I have keyed or led in other productions before I acquired the director position. So we all stay connected. They know what the game is about, what needs to be executed. So we make sure that that's what it's about. When it comes to, again, with the students, you know, for the most part, generally, and this is like even from when I went to cosmetology school, when you're in cosmetology school and they show any type of opportunities like that, they pick like the best of what they have. They don't just send anybody for the most part, because they wanna make sure they send the ones that can represent the schools properly. So that's usually the take on it. Now, so granted, when we do have the students, I've never thus far have had an issue. Everything has always been executed.
Nice. Okay, so this is a question y'all need to be listening to. Give me 3 hair and makeup no-nos when it comes to models on the runway.
Okay, 3 makeup no-nos. So one of my things is wear selection for contour. Some people, when it comes to makeup, especially for runway, they always wanna have like too much contouring, and usually for makeup, runway makeup, it's like pretty much, matte based, you don't wanna be too eccentric, it's like that uniform look, especially for people who have like, you know, the unique features and stuff like that, you wanna play up, everything is, usually, it's not so dramatic, it's usually really simple looks that they usually go for, especially when it's like high fashions. When it does come to certain high fashion looks, you may get something like a feather or something out of the ordinary or whatever, but it's never usually that. My other thing, I think it's a huge no-no, is like really thick eyeliner. So, I'm a girlie who doesn't really wear makeup that much, so when it comes to eyeliner, like they need to just stop it a little bit, natural skin.
Okay.
And then third one is foundation matching. That's my biggest thing, like, nobody really knows how to match foundation, and it comes with, there's many plays into it, so you have your undertones you gotta worry about, sometimes some people may have a pink undertone, and then they try to throw in a base that is a lot darker or a lot lighter, and it just messes up the whole thing, so that's my other biggest thing.
Okay, what about hair? I did a consultation with, oh Lord, not Cynthia Bailey, but, oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart, but it'll come to me. But she was like, there are 3 hairstyles that Black women really don't get selected for when casting. Do you have hairstyles that in a casting, you may see them and you're like, no. Like, what is the Black girl no-nos for getting selected when it comes to high fashion?
Ooh, okay. Digging deep, okay, hold on. Let me think for a second, because to be honest, you know, there's really not nothing that Black women can't wear, so.
I agree.
Yeah, so like.
I agree, but when she said that, I was like, well, what is not high fashion when it comes to hair and you're in a casting?
But I mean, if you're casting, you
Yeah,
just come in as you are for the casting. Whatever they want you to do with your hair by the time for the show.
absolutely.
That's the real question.
So you think it don't
okay.
matter?
So I'll say this.
No, not as a casting, I don't think, no.
This platform obviously is different.
Mhm.
For other platforms that I've worked on, typically, they want even women of color to have their hair in a weave, slick back ponytail. They're afraid of texture.
Oh, wow.
It's the truth, that's the matter of it, is that they're afraid of texture. But the one thing that I absolutely love about this platform is that I love to make sure we embrace all types of textures, like showcase that, because that's what who we are. So, but that's what I would say, but as far as like rocking, you can rock whatever.
That period. That's the answer I was looking for, because for your information, Frank, it does matter.
It does matter.
It does matter.
Okay.
Okay, so before I close y'all out, any shout outs? Anybody you wanna give a little love to before we go?
Houston, let's start off with showing some love to Houston. 95.3 James.
Yeah, what Frank saying something like 953? I'm like, we gave him
Nah,
something.
I got my-
I'm like, we gave him something to drink before he came up here.
I said, no, give me a second, I'm finna get
Okay. Shout out to Houston.
Yeah.
It's,
We've
lot of
never
love,
had
a
that
lot of-
before. Peter, he said
a lot of
953
I definitely said 953.
I got it on camera. I'm gonna use that for on your birthday. I'm gonna be like, do you remember when you was up there embarrassing me?
Nah, this is to piggyback off what bro said. I want to shout out the team. Shout out Drew, Rosie, Bro, Fresh, JR. I want to shout out the team. I want to shout out LP in the Hive. Shout out to LP in the Hive. I'm trying to think who else. I want to shout out some of the models that were able to bring sponsors in.
Yeah.
Like yourself, Tatiana, like it, you know, there was some others that did a good job. Elome, she brought some cool companies in, brought a law firm in, so I want to shout you guys out. But ultimately, just thankful, you know what I mean? Gratitude, just being able to come to another city and rock out again, and knowing what our future looks like, which is so unique, which I'll pub as it looks like we're winding down. We got a movie I'm gonna go ahead and jump into that. We shout out to All Black. You go All Black and check it out. I'll let my man who started it wrap it up. But yeah, there's a film coming out at Bovtique Fashion Week. The platform is in the film. I'm in the film as well. Not a big role, a little role. I call it a cameo. But I do speak, which is cool. And I'm excited about it. So shout out to the people with small roles. You should embrace that shit. It's cool. But nah, that's a big deal for us. So I wanted to make sure that I got that in there. November 13th, download All Black, Frank Zone, starring Angela Diaz, and Nzinga Imani. What's she playing? BT.
Yeah, shout out to Nzinga. I really love her.
Yeah,
She's good.
Yeah.
That's the homie. So yeah, shout out to All Black and AMC and all parties involved with that. Shout out to Courtney Arlette.
Courtney.
She's the man behind this project and a few projects that I've been proud to work with on, like For What It's Worth, which came out to BET Plus last year. She directed that. And shout out to the Jill Hunt. She's one of the super dope producers on this project. But we're very proud of it. It's called Friend Zone. It's a good time. You know, it's a comedy, it's a drama, it's romance.
I'm like, what is it
right
about?
on.
I'm excited. Give us a secret. Tell us
You
something.
gotta check it out. You gotta check that secret.
November 13th. All right, that's in a couple days.
Yeah, exactly. This weekend. Check it out this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay, so Miss Beauty Director. Any shout outs?
Please.
Anybody? Any models? Any last words?
any brands you want to work with?
Right. I'm like, who
Fenty,
Yes.
Rihanna, rock with us.
I'm like,
Sephora, everybody.
but everybody, just come on in.
Brinks, everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Shout out to my family, love those.
All right,
To the fam,
so
yeah, big
To the
shout out to
fam,
the fam, big shout
I
out.
need everybody to shout out their social media before we go. Make sure everybody here is where to find y'all. So it doesn't matter the order. We still need y'all over
Ladies
here,
first.
DJ Fresh and GBC and Mr. Drew over here.
Ladies first.
All right, hold on tight.
A-B-C-Z. At this moment, you should have a shorter social media name because of situations like this.
Not
And
my fault,
Negroes
my
can't
name.
spell. So this is gonna be good.
Remember, an E is an I.
Okay, make it easy, just know when you
Opa,
type in my
opa.
first name, I'm in a platinum blonde wig, okay? But my first name is Rosalita, Rosalita, dot Acevedo, ACEVEDO _
Oh, Lord.
Ayala.
Anybody with a dot in the middle, just put your seatbelt
I'm
on.
putting the dot and the underscore.
And you got dot and
You're doing
underscore.
some algebra.
I know, right?
She's an achiever.
LA, and then number 1. So
Very
yeah,
good.
Rosalita,
Number one.
Acevedo, Ayala.
Well, I can only imagine what your password is.
Let's just
Nobody
say,
breaking it.
I have to get them logged.
Right.
Angela, where can we find you?
Yeah,
on
I'm gonna get out of the way so Squad can do their thing, cause Fresh got a lot of motion going on in Houston, so I want everybody to be able to hear that.
I know, first we had to bring you back without them. You bring Frank in the room, and I'm like, I told you, that Taurus energy, he gonna be on the mic for 30 minutes. I'm like, you know what, this is the Hollywood of the bunch right here, it's Frank. Frank is the problem, y'all.
Oh my God, that is not true. That is so not true. Oh,
That's hilarious.
you're so mean.
Oh my!
Nah, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding.
No, so check us out, BVFW Inc. That's the main one we want y'all to check out. That's Instagram as well as BVFW Shop and all the other ancillary ones that we got going on. I personally am on Instagram as Cuba the God, GAWD. No disrespect to the original God. Yeah, check us out. Type in. Where should we go next? Because we're looking at the next year's program and then the year after that.
Why you messing up my questions? That's my closed question.
Hey, all right, bet. Let me get out of the way. Frank,
No,
talk
go
to
ahead.
us. Frank,
Where
talk to us.
y'all going next? Where y'all wanna pop up next?
Where should we pop up next? That's a better question. You
Listen,
tell
y'all
me.
are already in like the heavy hitters. Y'all got Miami, y'all got here, Atlanta, and then y'all come on here.
BVFW
Like,
Shop.
Yeah,
like what?
That's where we
That's
go.
where we're going.
Y'all might as well go to DC.
Yep.
Yeah.
BVFW Shop. Yep. .com.
LA too. LA saying we need to come.
Oh
in.
yeah, that's a good one.
Chicago said we need to come.
I
in.
ain't going to the LA cast. The LA cast, I'm gonna have to hit the gym for 6 months for that cast.
No, they want that diversity. They need it. Everybody,
Trust me, they need
they
it.
gotta have it. Chicago saying we gotta come out.
Shout out to the Chi-Town.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
London.
Drew, what we say? Shout out to the Chi-Town. Shout out to the Chi-Town.
Yeah, fact.
Shout out, Chi-Town.
DJ Fresh, where can we find you on socials? We gonna bring him back, y'all. Remember DJ Fresh?
I am DJ Fresh AM.
Well, you made my heart jump. I thought you was gonna say the whole thing. I'm like, please don't curse. I'm like, is he gonna say it or is he gonna spell it? Okay, Frank, where can we find you, Mr. Hollywood?
It's at Frank, FRANCK _Mille, MILLE. And then at Pretty Fly Society. I already did, but at BV. Oh no, I ain't got it. BVFW Shop. Go to BVFW Shop. SHOP, BVFW Shop. All those Instagrams. Please follow those, please. Like right now.
Where you at?
Please follow.
Where you at?
Digital Dash Productions, that is where you can find your dash.
Good.
And then come on, Mr. DC, where can we find you?
BVFW Shop, and, original one, right, my personal one is original one, SB, and again, BVFW Shop, that's the only one that really matters.
Okay, shout out to the BVFW, that's a tongue twister, BVFW team. Thank you for coming and rocking with 953 Jams. Remember, I'm y'all favorite, okay? Later, faves. And we will catch them in the next city. I'm gonna find out first, so I don't care. Thank you for rocking with us.